Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Breaking developments this noon as a 21-year-old man is identified as the suspect in the grocery store shooting that killed 10 people in Boulder, Colorado. But first, it is a big day for more than 2,000 people at Ford Field in downtown Detroit as they will be getting their COVID-19 vaccines. That does top our news this noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rhonda Walker. Today is what is being called a soft launch at Ford Field before a much larger number of people are invited for the official opening of the vaccination site tomorrow. So let's get out to Rod Maloney. Rod, I know a lot of people that are going to be heading out to Ford Field today and over the next few days. Talk us through what they should expect.
Well, they should expect pretty smooth sailing here, Rhonda. I mean, it's a situation where they park at the gym, walk across the street, go in, get their shot, and come out. Most people are doing this in very short order, although I will tell you that we're only getting that information on the outside of the building because we're not allowed in. FEMA has closed the building. In fact, they're saying that at some point they'll get us some video of what's been going on inside. But yes, today's 2,500 just to sort of get their feet wet, figure out what's going on. They're going to do the same thing again tomorrow. And then on Thursday, they're going to go in earnest and have a full 5,000 shots administered here during the day. And of course, there are some people who had heard about 6,000 shots, and yes, that is the case, but those other shots will be distributed around Metro Detroit and not here in the building. And so let's hear from some of the people who were in there, both people who received their vaccinations and also we heard from a husband of a woman who got her vaccine this morning.
It was awesome. Very seamless, very professional. They're doing a great job. I didn't have to wait at all.
It was easy. Directions were easy. Parked in the gym. My wife walked in there. Didn't have a problem.
It's awesome. I mean, they have it together. I walked through the door. They told me to go here. Then they said, go here, and it was all easy.
Now, I did see a group of Air Force members or Air Force service people walking down the street in sort of a dual formation. It was rather impressive. They've got a lot of people in here from FEMA, from the Air Force, and of course from the Ford Field staff, making sure that this goes smoothly. They seem to have it pretty well under control, and we'll see, of course, on Thursday how it goes with the larger crowd. But as things stand right now, it's all smooth sailing. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Nice to see things are off to a great start and makes us proud to see it happening right here in our own city. Rod, thank you. Speaking of vaccines, new concerns are emerging about the newest research surrounding the Astrazeneca vaccine. On Monday, the company released results showing that its vaccine was 79% effective in protecting against the virus. Now, the National Institute of Health says that it's been notified that AstraZeneca might have included outdated information in its research. And this news is another setback for the vaccine. Reports of possible blood clots caused many European countries to temporarily pause vaccinations, although most of those vaccinations of the AstraZeneca vaccine have resumed there. Officials are now urging the company to work with the United States safety regulators. Turning our attention to the coronavirus here in the United States. The United States has surpassed 29 million coronavirus cases and more than 543,000 people have died from this virus. These are the latest statistics that we've received from Johns Hopkins University's database. Here at home, we are expecting new state coronavirus case numbers this afternoon for the past 24 hours. Now we want to get to the breaking news just in. Police have identified the 21-year-old man named Ahmad Alisa as the suspect in the killing of 10 people at the Boulder, Colorado supermarket. He is in police custody and has been charged with 10 counts of murder in the first degree. Officials also identified 9 victims after previously identifying a police officer who had been killed. A total of 10 people died there on Monday. Police say that the victims were men and women between the ages of 20 and 65. The Colorado governor addressed the tragedy not too long ago.
This has been a painful year, and we sit here once again surrounded by seemingly incomprehensible, senseless loss. This is a pain that we need to sit with. We can't let ourselves ever become numb to the pain because we simply can't let this be accepted as anything close to normal occurrence. There's a full investigation underway. The eyes of the nation are on Boulder. The eyes of the nation are on Colorado. And every level of law enforcement, federal, state, and local, is working together to make sure that we can bring justice in this case. That's exactly what Boulder police officer Eric Talley was doing as he lost his life in the line of duty.
Police have not shared any information on a possible motive for the crime yet. The massacre at the King Soopers store in Boulder, Colorado, comes less than a week after shootings at 3 spas in the Atlanta area that left 8 people dead. Steve Patterson has this report from Colorado.
Yeah, several new key pieces of information coming off of a morning press conference here in Boulder. First of all 10 victims have been named in this shooting. Police said they were working tirelessly through the night to identify those victims and to notify next of kin, and they say that they have now done so. Secondly, the suspect has now been named in this case. 21-year-old Ahmad Alisha has been taken to a local hospital being treated for a wound in an exchange with officers. He's been charged now with 10 counts of first-degree murder. Still, many questions remain unanswered, namely the motive, namely the weapon that the suspect used in this case, but police say that they are investigating, asking questions, still processing the scene, and that could take days as this investigation moves forward. I'm Steve Patterson, NBC News.
All right, Steve, thank you. An endangered missing advisory has been issued for a missing 30-year-old woman. Jessica Fox was last seen on Sunday at the Indian Crossing Trails Park. This is in Tecumseh. Investigators say that she told a friend that she was waiting for someone to pick her up. We're told that Jessica has autism and could be easily manipulated. She was wearing blue jeans and a red hooded sweatshirt. If you have any information, please call state police. The preliminary exam continues today for 3 men charged in the death of a Van Buren Township woman. Timothy Moore, Shane Evans, and Shandon Groom face charges in the death of Egypt Covington. The 27-year-old was found shot to death inside her home in June of 2017. In court today, a special agent testified whether phone records place the suspect near Sumter Township.
The GPS data from Google is also moving at the exact same time up into Sumter from Ohio.
That's correct.
What is that indicative of to you?
It's indicative that the phone, the 4931 phone, and that Google account are moving in the same direction at the same time.
Okay, thank you.
Today's hearing will determine if there's enough evidence to move to a trial. We will keep you posted on what happens there. We are also watching over the weather, which has been quite beautiful around here for the last few days as we take a live look at the downtown sky cam. Not as much sunshine as yesterday, Brandon, but it's still nice and warm.
Still feels excellent out there, even though it looks a little gray and gloomy, but temperatures are A-okay. If you're an east sider closer to the big lakes, about 5 degrees cooler. We have 62 Ann Arbor, 62 in Howell, 64 Lapeer, but only 54 in Mount Clemens, 56 Grosse Ile, 56 in Harrow, Ontario. And again, those winds are out of the southeast, not real strong, but 5 to 12 miles an hour, so just an impact of slightly cooler air east side. Eventually, we're going to get to about 67 degrees, and that is about 4 degrees cooler than yesterday. We do see some pockets of partial clearing in some of these clouds that are coming south to north, but that wet weather stays away. We're going to be near a record high today. Coming up, we'll discuss details of showers and 70s for tomorrow, plus real bona fide chance for rain, much needed. We'll time that out as well in your 7-day.
All right, Brandon, we'll see you here in a few. Meantime, still to come this noon, we are getting our first look at the situation inside of 2 migrant holding centers down in Texas, why the Biden administration released these images.